1971 John Deere 450B. Today I'm building a road to access my property. I could only get to about a quarter of my property, so what I'm doing is building a switchback. The old John Deere is holding up well. There is a lot of granite in this terrain, so you have to go back and forth several times to break it up. But once I get the trail built, I'll be able to access the whole property for fire mitigation, hiking, dirt biking, and be able to get my ATV everywhere. Yeah, let me show you the dozer. I bought this dozer 15 years ago off eBay. It came out of Fairplay. A guy had a ranch up there and he ended up upgrading to a newer Bobcat. So I went up there, picked this thing up, and it's been great. It is a 4-cylinder diesel, non-turbo. They're really straightforward to run. So how you operate this machine is, here is the start button. That's your key to turn on. And all you do is push this button. This is headlights, of course a cigarette lighter, throttle, left track, right track. Here's your shifting. You have low, high, neutral, and reverse. It's a hydrostatic transmission, so you can shift on the fly. You don't have to push in the clutch. Left side is clutch, right side is brake. This moves up your blade, and it has a 4-speed transmission. Yeah, it's an awesome machine. I just got the seat reupholstered, so it's super comfy. Replace that there. That's your air filter. I just did an oil change on this machine. Brand new filter. Have an inline fuel filter. This is where you check your hydraulic oil. And underneath the seat is your transmission oil. This has been a beast of a machine. I originally bought it to snowplow. Living up here in the mountains, we can get massive blizzards. I've had to plow out entire mountain neighborhoods, and I've gotten semi trucks unstuck with this. I've had to pull just about everything with this machine. I've gotten myself unstuck. Living up in the mountains, sometimes you have to have heavy equipment, and this has been an awesome machine. If I did it all over again, I would have got one with a manual blade, but at the time I could not afford one. A hydraulic 6-way blade. This is the manual. You have to hammer out these pins and adjust the blade manually. So it just takes a lot more time. 15 years ago, I paid $10,000 for this. They're probably about the same cost these days. I've seen ones with 6-way blades for about $15,000, and then it would be probably $1,000 to $2,000 for shipping. But yeah, let me show you what I'm working on here. So here's the original road, and what I'm doing, I'm cutting in a switchback here. It would probably be easier to do this with an excavator, but my mini excavator's at my other property. But, I mean, the dozers, built a lot of roads in this country in Alaska. So yeah, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna keep pushing, work my way down. Once I get about halfway, I'm gonna switch back and go down. So what I have to do, I have to cross that creek over there. But yeah, I wanna be able to access the entire property. We do have a lot of beetle kill up here. So for fire mitigation, and there's only one point of entry, so it always is good to have a second way in case there's ever a forest fire to get out of your property. That's one of the only real hazards of living up here in the mountains. You can tell it is super dry right now. We haven't had rain in a couple months, but they're calling for snow. Once we get some snow, I'll be able to, work this terrain and not be chewing on dust. Over and out.